I'm sure somebody's been wondering why I haven't seen a video on me from a little while, and we'll say much to dismay probably of Farmall 51, I was out in Washington State picking up this John Deere A. My uncle gave it to me because I got it running, and so I had to go out and get it or ship it in. I decided to take my truck and trailer and drive out and get it. Cost me $900 in fuel to bring it back. Single front wheel. It's a 1948 model. The A that my grandfather has is a 1946. It's got a few odds and ends welded on or holes cut. This is one of the brackets are added on. I'm going to take off. Has the added on oil pressure shut off fuel system, which leaks, but I'll fix that eventually. It doesn't leak that much to bother me. Generator doesn't charge. I'm going to rig up an alternator on it. It's going to be hard to do because of this bracket being on an angle like that, so it's going to take a little planning, a little more planning than the MD did. Has a leak between the manifold and the exhaust pipe. You can see where it's black there. To my knowledge, it's only been repainted once. I found a couple of paint runs, so that's how I imagine it was painted. Repainted. I don't know. It could be original. Missing the cover for the clutch. Got the magneto covered up right now. It does have a mag on it. Got the lights working. And I brought back a 3-point hitch for it. All I need is the bracket that mounts on down here where it pivots. These brackets are for a John Deere No. 5 sickle bar mower. And they have a clamp system. Comes up here and one part hooks over the top and then the other part hooks under the bottom, and you basically just bring a bolt up around and tighten the top down to the bottom. Didn't get to bring the mower back. It's got an extra breather on here because he did have a loader on it, and he wanted to fit all the hydraulic fluid he could in it for the loader, so that's why I have this breather on here. I have the light that goes in the battery box here. I have everything for it. I just need the wires that go from the connectors on the outside into the, has those little buttons on them for the contacts for the light bulb. That's all I need for them. It's got the little flapper for the PTO cover. I'd like to find one of the one that goes out here so it'll hold that up. Still got some of the decals left on it. I think that's the Be Careful decal right there, what's left of it. And then it's got the, let's see, I think it's the power tool maybe? I can't read it. Right here. And this is what's left of an SMV sticker. I know what that is. A couple things that need work on it. Probably could use a actual carb kit, not just me tearing it apart and cleaning out and putting it back together every year. Needs an alternator and the generator rebuilt, plus a voltage regulator. Oil leak needs fixed. The shutter control, even though it's not hooked up, it's stuck fast. I've tried to get it loose, but it's going to have to take that whole thing being taken apart to get it loose again. And over on the other side, the clutch is a little loose right now. The clutch is engaged. This should be away from the belt pulley, and it isn't. But this is how much slop's in it. It's a little worn. I need a new pad for that. That all needs drilled out and either make a bushing for it, or I'll probably just end up making a sleeve for in there, and then putting a bushing in a sleeve or something like that. But this, surprisingly, this part isn't too loose. For as loose as that is, this part isn't too loose. That's where it normally wears out, I've seen. Okay, well, I guess we'll get on and fire it up. It is hard starting, but it does start reliably, so I guess I can't complain too much. This does not have the actual 6-speed transmission like the later ones did. This has the 3-speed with the high and low. Got your high and low right here, your PTO, engage, disengage. So, alrighty, well. Now, if it does it, as soon as I hit the start, it'll pop, and then I'll have to crank for a couple times. I'll push the choke in, let it crank over a little bit more, and then it'll fire up. So, we'll see if I'm right. There's the hit. Push the choke in. John Deere's, to make them idle lower, there's a screw right in there which goes in against a little spring, adjusts how far the idle or your throttle will go back, adjusts your idle speed. And the screw is rusted fast and it's screwed the whole way in, so it's actually idling high right now. I tried to screw it out, make it idle a little lower, but I couldn't do that, so this is all the more idles right now. I got the carburetor set pretty good. Be a lot quieter if that exhaust pipe didn't leak. There is no magneto switch on it, so I have to pull the choke out to get it to shut off. It does burn a little oil. I'm going to do a full engine rebuild on it. Rings, I probably won't do pistons, I'll probably just do rings and bearings. And it have probably the head done. Get all the valves and stuff like that done. Put a good carburetor kit in it, hopefully it'll chug right along. So, there's my 1948 John Deere A. I guess it's model AN, if you wanted to call it that. Got sitting down here in the basement of the garage with the 8N and 400 over there. So, okay, thanks for watching.